How's it going, everybody? It's Matt again. We're going to talk about another third-party transformer. This time it's going to be DR.WU's DW-E05 and E06. What are their bullshit names? We got Eagle Box, Oring Box, and Chattersaurus. It's Squawkbox or not or Squawkbox or Beast Box, Squawk Talk that form Squawkbox. So, Squawkbox. This is the another one of their cassette combiners. I recently did Decibel, but this one came out quite a while ago. They recently did a re-release, so I was able to get one of these. But pretty small little box. Obviously, they're gonna come packaged in their little cassette modes. But yeah, just a little tiny little thing, and it's true to DR.WU's form. So we'll get that out of the way. In the box, you're going to get a couple sets of instructions. I think there's one for, yeah, one of them is for actual Squawkbox, and the other one is for the two little cassette bots. So those are decent enough. You are also going to get some cards. There's Beast Box's card. There's Squawk Talk's card and Squawkbox. But I don't really care about cards, so I will toss them to the side. And here they are in their little cassette modes. And an attempt was made. I mean, they kind of look like cassettes. They're more like, little rectangles more than anything. Obviously, over here, Squawkbox's head is showing pretty clearly, but whatever. These are they're apparently meant more for like the Siege, I believe Voyager class. I don't remember the official Soundwave. So these aren't like true Legends size cassettes, but when they combine, they're roughly Legend scale. So it's like whatever. I got that. That's why I got them for my collection. But we'll take a look at them individually. Here is little Squawk Talk. Decent little rectangle. And of course, Beast Box. Got quite a bit of waffles there on the back, but whatever. You're also going to get a bunch of little weapon accessories. You're going to get two of these, which are meant for Beast Box. And then you have these two that are meant for Squawk Talk. But let's go ahead and transform them real quick into their beast modes. So here with Beast Box, we're going to kind of just rotate the little forearm parts out, detach his little head, and then just rotate it around to the side. Little legs here will just come down on these little joints, and you can angle the knees however you want. And then these little parts will just rotate around like so. And then you can just kind of position the arms however you want to. In the instructions, it says you're supposed to fold the forearms, the hands down, but like, I don't know why. It doesn't look any better. Now he just has no hands. But basically, there he is. Not too much to talk about. I mean, he looks okay. He looks like a little gorilla. His little weapon accessories will plug in to the back right here. So you can put them like so. There they are. And of course, you do have Squawkbox's head just on his butt. So that doesn't look the greatest. I wish there was something to cover it, but it's alright, I suppose. He has some articulation here in the hips. They can move in and out. You can rotate up here at the waist. There are little ball joints here at his knees. His head is on a little ball joint that's kind of recessed into the little torso. He has a little ball joint here in the shoulder, a little mushroom peg there in the upper bicep, and then his little elbow can move about 90 degrees, and you have this little joint here if you want to count that. But yeah, so there's a little Beast Box. And then let's do Squawk Talk real quick. So with him, you're going to detach from these parts here. They're a little tight. And then just kind of unfurl these like so. I'm gonna bring them down. And mine are pretty loose for some reason. These little ball joints, they're very loose. The little tail fin's gonna come down like this, and the feet are just gonna kind of rotate around on this little double ball joint. And then you will just kind of pull this little head out. And then more or less, let me angle these like so. More or less, there is little Squawk Talk in his bird-esque form. His little weapon parts will plug in using these little tabs right here. You'll need to, have them angled like this on the side. They're a little finicky to get in there, but you just put them to either side like that, and then you can put his little weapon parts on. So yeah, there's the little beast mode. He has a little articulation here in the foot, I suppose. His neck can go up and down. These little ball joints can move around. There's mushroom pegs up here. You can rotate these however you like. Angle these, rotate these. So I have a little bit of play, I suppose, with these guys. They don't really do much, but they are there. But let's go ahead and combine them real quick. So pop these little weapon parts off of both of them. There we go. I'll go ahead and do Squawk Talk first. So put the head back where it was. The little tail feather part will come down. This part will come down like this. Just kind of bring the little ball joints down, rotate these around like this, and then you're just going to turn the feet around here, and then there is the lower half. And then here up at the top, we're going to kind of just position these, and then the arms will simply just rotate up like so, and then the head says you actually want to have it turned around like this. And then basically what you're going to do is put this together. You have to slide them in place. There's these little rails, so you have to kind of position them and then slide it forwards, and then basically there is Squawkbox. I think he looks decent enough. He's got some pretty wide hips though. They should probably be a little bit closer in, but I think it looks all right. He's got the monkey head on the back, but he's not too bad. Yeah, my legs are like really loose for some reason on mine, and I've only transformed this thing 2 or 3 times, so I don't know why they're so loose. But you know, a little bit of kiki or something on there, I'll maybe fix those up. But his face sculpt looks really good though. I really like the yellow painted eyes. Looks decent. Not a whole lot of paint on him, but you know, it's all right. It's DR.WU. They're usually not known for putting too much paint on their stuff. But as far as articulation goes, his head rotates around. Now, unfortunately, the legs for Beastbox are attached to his head, so it just looks kind of dumb, honestly. But you can rotate the head all the way around if you want to. It doesn't look too great. Basically everything retains the same articulation as it had in the beast modes. Ball jointed shoulder, rotate those all the way around, get up about 90 degrees, rotate the bicep, 90 degrees on the elbow. No waist articulation just because of how it combines. This little front flap will come up out of the way so you can get the legs up about that far. Back, pretty much all the way, and you can get them out all the way. A little rotation at the above the thigh, right at the hip. I rotate all that all the way around. You have a double jointed knee, which gets you 180 degrees, which is great. Rotate the foot, and then you have a pretty big ankle rocker here, so you can move that however you like. So a decent bit of articulation, not too bad. Now, of course, his little accessory parts here can combine. So basically what you're going to want to do is, and I want to make sure I have the right sides, yes. So these will just kind of, the barrels of the one will plug into the back of the other. So you're going to want it like that. So they combine like so. And like that. And then the weapon parts will just attach on that little peg into his arms, very Seeker-like. And then he has his little guns on his arms. Yeah, so there's a little Squawkbox, or sorry, Squawkbox. I keep screwing up the name, how they kind of like interchange the front and back halves of each name. So I've probably been saying their names wrong like the entire video, but whatever. Squawkbox. So let me set them around and we'll do some size comparisons real quick. Alright, so I actually don't have any Chug stuff to compare him to, so I'll just put him next to some of my Legend stuff. So here he is with a New Age Carbot, Mirage, how about New Age Minibot, there is Cliffjumper. We'll have Magic Square's Optimus there in the background. And how about some cassette bots? Here is Magic Square's Frenzy, or Rumble, depending who you ask. And here is New Age's Rewind. So you can see about how he scales with some other Legend stuff. And I don't have the previous release for this guy, so like the other cassette bot, but I do have Decibel, so I'll show him with his fellow cassette combiner buddy. Well, I guess not buddy, they'd be enemies because he's not a bot, but there they are. And why not? Here's some MP stuff. There's Masterpiece Frenzy / Rumble, and here's Masterpiece Laserbeak. Alright guys, and that'll do it for DR.WU's DW-E05 and E06, their chatter source, or their Beast Box, Squawk Talk / Squawkbox Decepticon cassette combiner. And I think he's decent. He's not bad. He's not bad. He's not necessarily great. He's about on par with all of the other DR.WU stuff that I've taken a look at. The only issues I kind of have with his proportion, just kind of his DR.WU style, which is like the bigger head, kind of like the wider hips and whatnot. But I think he's decent. I know that this is a pretty early release for DR.WU. This is supposed to be kind of like a Chug companion set, but I'm going to use it for my Legends collection, as I feel like a lot of other people are. But this being a re-release, I don't really know how the older version was, but the hips on mine are definitely a little loose, which is like, okay, I can probably tighten those up, but just something to note. I don't know if it's just limited to mine or if other people are experiencing it. Just wanted to point it out. But this guy is pretty darn cheap. Like just like all of DR.WU stuff, it's really not hard on the wallet. So I take that into account. He's actually quite decent for what he is. So I can recommend him. Not 100% recommend, of course, because I'm a little bit picky. But for what he is, I totally recommend him. He's cheap. He's fun to mess with. He's got decent sculpt work, a little bit of paint on him, but yeah, so not really a lot of complaints. I definitely don't have too much to talk about him. That's really my only complaint. There's really not much to talk about. But yeah, so that'll be it for him. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. Check out some of my older reviews. I've got a whole playlist on my channel with all of my different stuff that I've taken a look at, so please feel free to check that out. Also, supporting me on Patreon is the best way to, well, support me. So that's going to be in the description. So please check that out. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.